Right, welcome to the athlete pre-race brief. We want to give you a detailed brief about the whole experience, and I believe that this session will increase the chance of getting a finisher t-shirt at Norseman.
By 87%, something like that?
Approximately.
Yeah. You've been doing the race since the start?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have been crew on Norseman from year 2 or 3 or something like that.
Yeah. Many full distance races, probably held in large cities, but that's not the case with Eidfjord.
Eidfjord is a rather small community on the western part of Norway. They do have shops there. They have groceries and small supermarkets, but they do not have a pharmacy. There's no sport shop there. There are no specialized shops. So if everything you absolutely need that you won't get in a grocery shop, bring it with you. But you don't need to buy the water. The tap water is excellent. But bring your prescription medicine, bring your wheels and your tires and your things for your bike.
We will also have a few things available in Eidfjord. So we will have our friends from Velocity Sport as bike mechanic, and we will also have precision hydration and fuel up. They will be there selling products. I think it's actually to prepare the bike before you arrive Eidfjord, to have it at your local bike shop for a full complete service, change tires. Also make sure to have new tubes and also make sure to have the right cassette, because the climbs are steep. So if you arrive Eidfjord with the wrong cassette,
you're in for a tough ride.
Yes.
If you're not by now know how to change the tire on your bike, is that something you should practice?
Yes.
Yeah.
You must practice.
We usually say to you that you need to be self-sufficient. You need to have the gear, you need to have the equipment when you arrive in Eidfjord, and you need to know how to use it.
The support car, no RVs, no camper vans, motorhomes are allowed as support vehicles, and the maximum length is 5.4 meters. The support vehicle also needs to have windows on all 4 sides of the car.
All the way around, so it mustn't be enclosed in any way. You need windows all the way around the car.
You also need to bring
a pocket for the GPS tracker.
Yes. During the registration, you will receive a small GPS tracker, and this GPS tracker you will bring from T1 to the finish line. And if your tri-suit or clothing do not have a pocket with a zipper, then you need to make sure to bring a belt and put the GPS tracker inside.
And the GPS tracker is the size of a matchbox or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And this one you won't get in Eidfjord.
And you need light for your bikes as well. You need to bring it.
So if you plan to spend some time in Eidfjord from now on until race day, you have to follow a few simple rules. Swimming in Eidfjord is only allowed
from the yellow house where the Norseman shop will be this year.
Maximum 20 to 25 meters from shore. Swim towards left, and the reason why is because there are cruise ships in Eidfjord. They won't see you. It's also a lot of boat traffic.
This is very important for safety, of course, and it's very important for Norsemen that our athletes behave in the water and on the road.
Yes. How about cycling?
Yeah, many of you want to check out the race course by bike, and you may do so, but you shall not absolutely under no circumstance bike in the tunnels other than on race day. That's the only time you're allowed inside the tunnels. If, of course, it's extremely dangerous to bike in the tunnels.
And it's not allowed.
And it's not allowed. It will get you in big trouble, and it will get Norseman in big trouble. We will go ballistic if we see you bike in the tunnels.
So you should start biking after 20 kilometers into the bike leg.
Garden. Park your car there, jump up on the bike, and explore Hardangervidda mountain plateau.
Yes, yes. I think we have received some questions this year about insurance.
For Norwegians, Norwegians can have a one-day license or a year license, 1 year license.
Yes.
That covers both covers insurance. From some countries, you can have the same type of license. That is a license with insurance that covers extreme triathlon races, but be sure that your license and your insurance covers that. If you don't have a triathlon federation with a license and insurance, you have two possibilities.
You can either have a private insurance,
Yep.
but you have to make sure that it covers an event like Norseman. But then the other and probably best option is the tailor-made insurance from Xtri World Tour, the 365X insurance. It covers you, of course, on all extreme triathlons, including Norseman, and also your training.
Yep. So that's full coverage for the whole year when you buy that.
Yes.
Yep.
So at registration, what should you bring?
You have your insurance or your license. You have to have a passport or other photo. Passport.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also need to bring at least one of your support, your main support.
Yes.
How to follow you through registration and do the registration together with you.
Yeah.
If you have one support that doesn't manage to show up in Eidfjord, that's no problem, but you need at least one. And you have to bring with you a fully signed release from liability form.
We will also have them available.
We will,
but it's much easier.
It's easier for everyone if you just fill it out together with the support before you come to Eidfjord, and you will see our friendly big smiles if everything is well prepared. You also need to bring your backpack for the final.
Yes, one for the athlete and one for the support.
Yep.
Shall we just
I think
have a look?
It's a good time to do that now.
Yes. Wind and waterproof jacket.
And the jacket shall have taped seams.
Taped seams doesn't have to be an expensive jacket, but
No.
It needs to be waterproof, windproof.
Yep.
Taped seams, hoodie, and the same with the pants.
And this is your survival gear.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking survival. This is not for just being comfortable and having a nice time eating waffles. This is when the worst happens. And also because you will be cold when you come to the top of the mountain. I mean, we have snow, we have fog, we have rain.
There is a reason why you need to bring this equipment. It's not for fun, it's for your own safety.
So your first thought should not be how light can I go, but how warm can I be?
Yes.
Will I survive with this? Beanie or a hoodie
or a hat?
Hat. Woolen hat.
Gloves. You also need to bring this
a base layer or a thicker layer.
Yeah. This one is in wool.
Yeah.
The good thing about wool is that even if it's wet, it will insulate and keep you warm.
Yeah.
You need to have a headlamp with fully charged batteries. You also need to have sufficient food and drinks. You will also receive in the race pack emergency bandage, and in each race pack there will be two, one for the athlete and one for support team. We also have a Norseman emergency bivy.
Like an emergency blanket thing?
Yes.
Will they get two?
Yes.
They will get one for
athlete.
each?
Yes. One for athlete, one for support.
For main support, yeah.
Yes. Then you also need to bring credit card. and fully charged cell phone.
And it's a good thing if your backpack isn't waterproof to put all that gear in something that are close to waterproof, so that everything isn't soaking wet when the rain just pours over us like it did. Yeah.
And guess what, Bent?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So in a stuff sack or yeah, like you use in your kayak.
Yeah, or you can use, if it doesn't, you can use a plastic bag, a shopping bag or something like that.
Yeah.
Anything.
There is one thing, we haven't mentioned it. It's not
mandatory?
on the list of mandatory equipment. I would suggest also to bring a down jacket, lightweight, high warmth to weight ratio, and you will not regret it. You will also receive a start number.
And you need to have a system for having the start number on the front and on the back on the while you bike, and on the front when you run.
Yes.
So a race belt, once again,
yes,
is a good thing.
You will also receive timing ship, GPS tracker. Timing ship shall be on during the whole race, including swimming.
Yep.
GPS tracker from T1 and to the finish line. You will also receive support vests, support wristband, and support wristband will give one support access to transition zone.
And the support vest shall always be on when they are in the role as support. You shall not take support from anyone without a support vest. That is outside assistance. So keep that one on.
For the entire day.
For the entire day.
Yeah,
Keep it on.
And it's also for safety, because the support vest have reflective details. You will also receive a reflective vest for you as an athlete. Looks like this. And this is the reflective vest that you must use.
No need to buy one this year.
No.
You will get it from us and you will use it. The reflective vest needs to be on from T1 to at least Garden, the first possible support stop.
It might will happen that we send out a message to all support teams that you have to use it for the entire bike leg.
For instance, if we have fog, then the message will be something like keep the reflective vest on and keep the bike light on steady for the rest until further notice.
Yes.
And it might be the rest of the race.
Yeah.
Heavy rain, thick fog,
yeah.
We need a reflective vest. On the white course, late in the evening, we will say to people, put that reflective vest on again, because we need you to be seen on the road.
Yeah. We will also give you stickers for the support car.
Front and back.
Front and back, yeah. And also all athletes will receive a wristband as well. Yes, Bent, now we are setting over to Switzerland, to Flora won Norseman back in 2023.
And has raced many times.
Many times. And she will now share tips for clothing on the bike and also on the run leg. And also give you some really good advices, tips for planning a race day.
Hi everyone, my name is Flora College, and this August I will be jumping off the ferry with all of you. It will be my 7th time doing Norseman. So I'm here to share a little bit of advice about what I've learned regarding what works and what maybe doesn't work so well for clothing, and what you should absolutely be aware of before you take on this huge challenge. So As it's probably not a big surprise to you, the race begins a few months before you actually jump off the ferry. That means that now is the perfect time for you to be testing your equipment, but also testing the clothing that you have as thoroughly as possible. So you get an understanding of what's comfortable, what do you like, but also what keeps you warm and maybe even what keeps you cool. It's really important to have a good idea of that and a good sense of clothing that feels good at 5 degrees, clothing that feels good at 10 degrees, and clothing that feels comfortable if it's raining, for example, so that you can bring all that stuff with you to Norseman and be prepared for anything. So testing is key. Once you arrive in Eidfjord, that's the time when you can start looking at the weather forecast. It's very difficult to predict the temperature and conditions across the whole Norseman course. Of course, we travel a very long way, but you can start to look at the various points of the course and be aware of the kind of conditions that you might be exposed to. And here it's particularly important to look at the conditions on the top of the first climb and really everything across the Hardangervidda Plateau, because that's when you're extremely exposed, and if there's going to be cold temperatures, that's where they're going to hit you the most. So keep an eye on the weather forecast in those days, because in the days just before the race, that's when you should make your plan of what you want to be wearing. Now, there's a lot of options for the best way to tackle Norseman, and the key is to make it as comfortable as possible for you. So that means all that tried and tested material you have, put it together on race day. Don't worry if you waste 1 or 2 extra minutes putting on an extra bike jersey or a pair of gloves, because that's going to come back to you in spades later when you feel comfortable on the course and you're not making some mistakes that cost you a lot of time. It's up to you what you wear for the swim. Obviously, a wetsuit is going to be a key part of your kit. Maybe you also want a thermal cap, but usually a decent wetsuit and any thermals that you're used to wearing is more than enough to keep you comfortable during the Norseman swim. The key decision comes after you get out of the water and you have to figure out how much clothing you want to put on in T1. Maybe you're going to do a complete change of clothing here. You might take off your wetsuit, take off a swimsuit and get into bike gear, or you might have chosen to wear a tri-suit throughout the whole race. Either one is a great strategy at Norseman. When you have an idea of the temperature in the day before, you can start to decide how many other layers you want to add on top of that. Now, even though Norseman starts with a long climb that does help you warm up a little bit, if you've had a cold swim and the air temperature is cold, your temperature will start to sink very quickly. So on a cold day, there's a number of things you can do to stay as comfortable as possible. For example, I have had a lot of success wearing something like this. This is a merino bike jersey. This is made by Surpass. It's super thin, but because it's merino, it's very warming even if you're wet. So if you put it on top of your tri-suit and it gets wet because you've just been in the water, it's still going to have a warming effect. It's got a nice high collar. It's a bike jersey, so there's tons of pockets, so you can have all your nutrition put in there, or you can move stuff around between your race suit and this. Anything goes, but this is a great option as a layer to keep you extra warm, relatively easy to put on, take off, and it's nice and thin, so if you wanted or needed a thicker rain jacket on top of it, or something like the Venom bike jacket for a really cold day, then you would have absolutely no problems. If we're looking at conditions that are maybe not super low temperatures, but kind of blustery, and you think that it's going to be a problem, or your crew has extra kit with you and you decide at some point on the course, hey, I'm feeling a bit chilly, I want to add something else, that's always an option. So another thing that I really like, also from Surpass, is this bike vest, the Primaloft bike vest, which is basically a normal cycling gilet, but it's padded and a little bit thicker around the chest and back. Keeps you extremely warm, but really almost no aerodynamic cost. So it's great to wear on the bike just to make sure that you have that little bit of extra warmth and you feel comfortable. So having extra layers like that, maybe having a merino base layer that you put on if you're changing into bike gear, all those are things that are going to keep you warmer, keep you more comfortable. And if you decide that you're not quite sure how you're feeling, give your extra kit to your crew and just be ready whenever you do a crew stop to add something extra if you need to, and stay as comfortable as possible. It's the best way to get to T2 as fast as possible, which is really what we're all here for. Another thing that it's really important not to underestimate is how cold your hands can get. Gloves are a real game changer in a race like this, because even if you think, okay, I'm tough enough to deal with some colder conditions, my body's not feeling too uncomfortable, if your hands start to get cold and the blood flow to your hands isn't really that great, then you could have a very difficult time being able to grab your bottles, drink from your bottles, catch new ones from your crew, and open any nutrition that you have. If you're not eating and drinking, you're not really going to go as fast as you could. So think about keeping your hands warm. Think about a decent pair of gloves. And they're also something that if you get warmer later in the day, after Yilo it starts to get warmer, pretty easily take off and give to your crew, or just stash in a pocket.
And now, even though we are doing this this briefing, the pre-race meeting in Eidfjord will still be mandatory for athlete and support.
Yep, that's where the final verdict on the race course, on all the important details that are decided there and then. So you must be there.
Yes.
There will be very important, crucial information on pre-race. So you have to be there.
Yes. So let's go back to check-in T1.
You cannot check your bike in before.
No?
No. You do it at from what time exactly?
2:45.
In the morning on race day.
3:45. And it's probably a good idea to even be there at 2:30.
Yeah. Show up early if you can.
And what kind of equipment must you bring to the check-in?
Yeah, you need to bring your bike with front and rear light. You need to bring your helmet. You need to bring your reflective vest, and you need your timing chip, and you need your GPS tracker.
And you need the race belt.
You need all the
start belt and clothing for a bike. And you also need to have some repair kit.
Yep.
And also marshals will be there to check brakes.
Yep.
And that your bike is in 100% tip-top shape.
And you can be assisted by one of your supports in T1.
Yeah.
Both setting up T1 and taking you out of T1 after the swim.
And the support entering T1 must have the wristband on.
Yeah. And when do we enter the ferry, Fredrik?
We enter the ferry from 3:30.
Don't be late, because the ferry will leave at 4:00 sharp. And if you're not on the ferry, there is no way you can make for the swim start. Then you're out of the race.
Yes.
And when you go to the ferry, you need your swim cap, you need your goggles, you need your wetsuit, you need your timing chip on your preferably left leg underneath the wetsuit.
You can also bring your race bag.
Absolutely. If you have a race bag, and you should have a race bag, you place, when you're ready to jump into the water, you put all your belongings that you don't need when you do the swim, like jacket, your sandals, whatever, your flip-flops, nutrition, and put that in the race, in the ferry bag that will be marked with a sticker, and we will bring it from the ferry and to shore and to transition zone, so that your support can pick it up there while you're out enjoying your morning swim.
Yeah. And the race bag is the bag that you will get all equipment in when you pick up your when you enter the registration.
It's very wise to use that one.
Yeah.
But don't put anything in that race pack, in that ferry bag that doesn't go well together with water, because the race bag might be wet.
Yes.
On the ferry, you will be nervous and you will use one of the few toilets on the ferry. It isn't many of them, so I would choose to use the toilet on shore before I enter the ferry. Some minutes before you're ready to jump, we will hose you with water, cold seawater. And it's very important if you have that you soak yourself so that you are prepared for entering a cold fjord.
This is actually a safety matter. It's not for fun.
It's not for fun. It makes for fantastic video, but that's not the main reason. It's a safety matter. Get yourself hosed with cold water before you jump. When we say jump,
you jump.
You jump.
And
you don't wait.
No, you don't wait, and we will have a crew guiding you, kind of giving you a gentle push, and they will also show the direction where you should jump. And when you enter the water,
you should swim.
You should just swim out of the jump area, so we can move the next athlete out in the water. It's also important to say that you must keep place a hand or both hands on swim
your
cap and goggle.
Yeah. Because you absolutely don't want to lose that one before the swim starts.
And the ferry jump and the ferry, it will not be very close to the start line marked by the kayaks. It can be from 200 meters away to 400 meters away. So you have to swim from the jump area over to the kayaks, marking the start line.
And we don't know how long that distance will be before that morning. It depends on the currents, it depends on the water, the waves,
the nerves of the captain.
The nerves of the captain, yeah. So, and if you are too late, if you wait too long, you will not reach the start line because the race starts at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, or when everybody has a fair chance to reach the start line.
Okay.
The start will be marked by the ferry horn, and all kayakers will raise their paddle.
Yep.
And that's
the start the start signal.
Some athletes, they plan to swim in the middle of the fjord.
Yeah. And then they will experience a kayaker tapping their shoulder with their oar. That doesn't mean that you're out of the race or something like that. It is only a friendly suggestion to swim towards the shore again, your mid-fjord.
Yes, and also there will be slight current against this year.
Okay.
So it's actually faster to swim closer to shore than swimming in the middle of the fjord.
So it's safer and it's faster.
Yes. What happens if you experience trouble during the swim?
You must get the kayakers' attention. You should wave your hands and get their attention, and someone will come to you. And if you have problems there, you can hang at the kayak.
Yeah, at the front of the kayak.
The front of the kayak.
Yes.
That's okay until the situation is sorted out one way or another.
Yeah, and if you have serious troubles, it's also the kayak paddlers. They will also call up the safety team.
Yep. So you swim along the shore all the way to when you reach the one and only buoy on the big yellow one.
Yes.
And then you turn left and swim towards Eidfjord. And how will your support know that you're entering the swim exit?
There will be a screen. It will be
with big numbers.
Yeah, with quite big numbers. and we will also scream it. I think what's important here is for everyone to stay calm and simply just let other support teams enter into the gate so they can reach their athlete.
And there's actually absolutely no point in standing there if you know that your athlete will exit the water in 15-20 minutes. Keep clear of that area.
Yes.
Help the other support teams. We will be there and we will help, but in the end, support must look out for each other.
Yeah, and if you're a little bit too late, nothing will happen. No.
But people have been asking about this. We try and do it a little bit better this year.
Yes.
And let's see. Yeah, I think it will be good.
Yeah. Also in swim exit, the crew will ask for your bib at the swim exit. I will be standing there, giving you a helping hand. Also, accidental nudity is allowed in T1.
We don't have a changing tent.
No, we don't have a changing tent. You also need to make sure to have your front and back light on steady mode, at least until Garn. And then and then you can put it into flash mode. You need to have the start number visible from the back. You also need to have the
our reflective vest.
Yes. You also must put on the GPS tracker.
The timing ship is already on, because that you had on while you were entering the swim, but the GPS tracker must be on from T1 on the bike.
Yeah, and also in terms of placement of this one, it needs to have clear sky on the back.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good spot. Helmet on. Yeah.
And then just bike calmly out of transition area and on through the center of Eidfjord and out.
Yes.
It can be a little chaotic and hectic there. Help each other out.
Yeah.
Don't rush it.
No.
There's lots of kilometers to make the race. You don't need to break it while going out of Eidfjord.
No, and also remember to jump on the bike after mount line. We don't have a traditional mount line at Norseman. It will be a log.
You will see it if you're on your bike and try to bike over it. Yeah. When you're biking on race day, there are the old scenic road, and there are tunnels to bike through. But which one you are going through and which one you are going on the outside, you get information at pre-race.
Exactly.
We don't know that now. But we know that you're going to go through some rather big tunnels.
You should always ride on the right side.
Yep.
Of course, no drafting. 20 meter.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you are passing other athletes, you should overtake them.
And no side-by-side biking on the climbs.
Don't cross the yellow line in the middle of the road. And if there are no visible yellow line, there is always an imaginary center line. Do not cross it. It will lead to a penalty. The road is open to regular traffic. Yeah. So this is not Tour de France. Of course, support vehicles. Other tourists
or
semi-trailers
and camper vans and old grandmas on electric bikes that will overtake you.
Yeah.
And will be sheep or mostly sheep.
Yeah.
Some cows. Yeah, absolutely no littering. That's an offense that will lead to a penalty. When you're preparing for the bike leg of the race, what do you need to have with you on the bike?
You must have basic tools to handle small mechanical issues, because your support team will not be following you or shadowing you for the entire bike leg, or not at all. You will meet them at certain stops during the bike leg. So you must have a pump, either a manual pump or CO2
cartridges.
Yes, we will also
sell those.
Yes, in Eidfjord.
Okay.
And if you have deep rims.
Yeah. Yeah. With those, the extension, it will be very tough. Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure to
have the valving extensions.
Yes. Food and drinks, of course. I think it's also worth to mention that the tunnels they are quite dark.
They are very dark. That's why we have the light. One of the reasons why we have the mandatory front light and back light.
Yes, but you should not. If you have a
helmet with a visor like that one.
Yeah, like this one. You should have the possibility to just take it off, or it should be clear.
Clear. Yeah.
Because if it's dark and you cannot remove it, or
you will be riding pitch dark through the tunnels.
Yes, yeah. I think it's also worth to mention. This is just a helpful tips. Tire pressure. There is a online tool called Silca pressure. It will decrease the chances of getting a puncture.
For some part of the race, your support can help you out, but there are large segments of the race they can't help you out. On the first climb, you are in a no support zone. Yes. So then you have to be self-sufficient. You need to know how to change your tire. You need to have the right equipment. And on the last part of the race, from
the dam at
Imingfjell,
yes,
the support has to drive to T2, and then again you're alone, and you need to be able to change your tire and do the mechanic stuff yourself.
I also think it's a good idea to bring a cell phone on the bike leg.
Yep.
So if you have a bigger mechanical problem with your bike,
you can call up your support. And,
you can call the support, and then support also can call race office and get approval for assisting on the mechanical problem. What we recommend in terms of support during the bike leg is the principle of less is more. The first possible is at after 20 kilometers, a place called Garn. But if you can wait, we would recommend to wait to 23 kilometers into the bike leg at a place called Mauset.
That's a much better place to stop.
Yes, and then at 36 kilometers at Dyranut, you are on the highest place in the course, and also probably the coldest place on the course. And from Dyranut down to Geilo is a very fast section.
And support stop shall always be on the right-hand side on the bike leg.
If we see support vehicles on the left side of the road, will lead to a penalty. This year we will have
more police than ever, and they will follow the race all the way through.
Yes.
They'll be looking at us, and they will be looking at you.
Yes, and they will also look at your support team. They will hand out penalties, even fines, or even take the driver license from you if your support team does not behave.
One thing that many does is talking in the phone while driving. Talking in the phone while driving is 10,000 plus krona offense in Norway. That's rather steep. And the police will not only do that. After they have given you the support, the 10,000 krona fee, penalty, they will call up the race office and say that driver of so-and-so number has done this, and the athlete will get a penalty from us as well.
And we will also have a dedicated video to support teams. In terms of the course, is 3 right turns.
Yeah.
One at Geilo after 90k, Bjørkeflåta after 136 kilometers, and one in Austbygda just before transition 2. There will be a Norseman crew in all crossings, but you must look up.
We can't ensure that everybody gets on the right track if you don't pay attention. They're there to guide you, and they're there to guide the athletes, not the support cars. So the support drivers must also need to know the course. So we will have banners there, yes, and everything, but you need to pay attention.
Yes.
And study the course map before race day. It's your responsibility to know the course.
We have marked 6 recommended support zones during the bike leg. They are marked with green beach flags. It's plenty of downhills in this course, but we especially want to highlight 2 dangerous turns, and they happens on the descent from Mount Imingfjell. They are not easy to see, and you will have very high speed. We will mark them with yellow beach flags, but you need to pay attention down there. And if it's wet, be really, really cautious. This is a dangerous part of the bike leg. And remember the imaginary or yellow line in the center of the road. Do not cross it. And then after 180 kilometers, what happens then?
Then we are in transition 2.
Yes.
You are ready for the run. There your support can help you. They must be there to help you.
Yeah, and they can access the transition zone before you arrive.
Yep.
And
set up your chair with your favorite stuff.
Yeah.
And your running shoes and everything.
Yeah. There is also a penalty tent in transition 2.
So in the unlikely event that you have been given a penalty, this is where you will do your time.
You can also serve the penalty later on, yeah, in the race. Next penalty is at 37.5 kilometers, Stavsro.
Rules and equipment on the run leg. No headphones on the run leg before Zombie Hill. You need to have your start number at the front, so you change the position from the back to the front. You run on the left-hand side all the way. You do not cross the line for having support. Support has to come over to your side to give you support on the left-hand side. They shall not run with you, bike with you, walk with you before 25k. They shall never bike with you. But they can run with you from 25k when you're starting the first on the climb to on Zombie Hill.
Yeah, so Zombie Hill starts after 25k.
Yeah.
Support with support vest is allowed to accompany.
From there, pacing is not allowed at all.
No.
That means you can have your support on your side, in the side of you, as long as they don't create dangerous traffic situation and so on. Or they can be on your back, go behind you. They shall not be in contact with you. They shall not push you. They shall not be be hanging around your shoulder like that, and not in front of you.
No. You will also get your number at T2.
Yeah.
So your position to see if you are among the 161st. And then you know a little bit how the situation is. You will also be given the position at the bottom of Zombie Hill.
And at Stavsro. And your support and your friends back home can follow you on your GPS tracker, probably?
Yeah, they can.
Don't take that as the golden truth, especially when there's hairpins. The GPS tracker can be a little bit off track.
Yeah. So if you are around 160,
yeah.
I think
keep it going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. At 32 kilometers into the run at Langefond, all support teams must park the support vehicle. So from this point, your support either can walk or run with you towards 37 kilometers Stavsro, or they can use our shuttle buses. If you have one support, we would recommend to take the shuttle bus with the 2 mandatory backpacks, one for athlete and one for the support. If you have 2 people in your support teams, we would recommend that one support joins the athlete by foot from 32k Langefond to 37k Stavsro, and the other ones brings the backpack and take the shuttle bus to 37k Stavsro.
For the 161st, they will enter the mountain, and there's also a time limit, but it will be the 161st. And the rest will turn around and run down to our new fantastic white finish line.
And there will be a penalty box before the cutoff point. So if you need to serve a penalty, it's before the cutoff. And then at the cutoff, it's a mandatory backpack check. Everyone will be held for 2 minutes. Crew will check the backpack for all the mandatory equipment. There will also be a medical safety check.
To check if you're fit for going into the mountain.
Yes, both for black and for white.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the athlete on the white finish also needs to have the backpack.
Yes.
All the way down.
Yes.
Because bad weather can happen at the white course as well as it did last year and the year before that. So,
yes.
Yep.
For the last 4,852 meters from 37k Stavsro to Mount Gaustad, it's a rocky path.
Yep.
You can use those 2 minutes where the crew will hold you back and change footwear. But it's not allowed to use poles or anything else. At Mount Gaustad, you will be served hugs from our crew, soup. Our ambition is to get you down from the mountain as soon as possible. So we will guide you down. The lift down from the mountain is free of charge for all athletes. But if support teams want to take the lift down, they will not be prioritized in the queue, so they will have to wait for a long time. They also must pay. So if your support teams are fit and happy, they should walk down. There will be a shuttle bus from the entrance of the lift to all parking areas at 32k Langefond. There will also be a shuttle bus from Stavsro and back. White finish line. It's a new finish line this year. Same distance. You complete a full marathon. You will meet Bent, probably.
I will be there.
You will be there
most of the time.
Yes.
Together with our enthusiastic white finish line crew.
It's a short distance from the finish line to all parking areas.
Yeah.
So you should be able to walk to the car. And then on Saturday evening, it's also a pasta party at Gaustablikk hotel. This one is not included in the entry fee. So you have to send an email to Gaustablikk to book a ticket for you and your support teams, family, friends. Everyone is welcomed. And on Sunday,
you will get your T-shirt, and there will be a award ceremony.
Yes.
And there will be the famous group photography afterwards. So please stay for the photo.
And this year we also have a new thing in the program.
This year we will have a new fantastic opportunity to meet your fellow athletes and the crew.
Party is open for everyone above 18. For friends, family at home, we will also have Norseman live this year. We will not do a long broadcast, but we will have separate sessions during the race where we will stream live. We have a Norseman forum on Facebook with former athletes of Norseman and this year's the class of 25. For those of you who aren't on this forum, please join us.
This is an opportunity to ask the crew questions every day and get almost immediate answers. So if you have questions, join the forum, join the clan at Norseman, and help us build the community, the Norseman community, because we can't do it alone, and we have help from former athletes that will also answer your questions.
I think it's also very cool to attend as many of the activities in Eidfjord as possible. To get the full experience, we highly recommend to join all activities, and they are all for free as well.
And when you are in Eidfjord, and if you have questions or you just want to say hello, yeah, please say hello. Come meet us and ask your questions, and we can sort things out, or we can just become new friends.
This race is more like an expedition. You should show sportsmanship, take care of each other. We don't know how race day will turn out, but if you have a plan A, you should always prepare to throw it away and maybe use plan B or C. As a crew, we have to do it, and you should be flexible, and you should be kind. You should also be kind to your support teams. They are doing this for most likely for the first time, so please be very kind to them.
See you in Eidfjord, Fredrik.
Yeah, I'm ready, and see you in Eidfjord.